Hello and welcome to the channel. My name's Jonathan and I look at tech companies for investors, and today I'm going to be having a look at Snowflake Inc. Snowflake Inc went public in September of 2020, and ever since then it's pretty much tripled in value. Now I want to have a look at what Snowflake Inc is. I want to have a look at what service it offers, but I also want to have a look at its kind of finances, and the most recent finances I could find were from January to September of 2020. So I want to kind of go over the revenue and just have a look and see if it's a worthwhile company to invest in. Now bear in mind before I get into this video, this is not investing advice. Do not base any buying or selling decisions on the content of this video. Please do extensive research before you buy any company. But let's actually get into what Snowflake Inc offers as a service. Now it offers what's known as data warehousing as a service. Now don't worry if you don't actually know what that is. Before I did any research on this video, I didn't actually know what it was, and I work in tech. Now I'm going to try and explain it in a way that is non-technical, avoiding quite a lot of jargon that you would hear normally if you spoke to anyone who worked in tech, and kind of give you a better understanding of what it is. Then I'm going to have a look at their finances and kind of how it's performed and whether it is quite a good long-term investment. So firstly, let's actually have a look at what it offers. Now, data warehousing as a service is essentially utilizing ways in which you can distribute data in a database. Now, data is a very modern commodity, and it has been said that data is more valuable than oil. Now, I don't actually know if that is true, but if it is true, it's pretty cool and it's quite futuristic. So data and companies who utilize data can be very profitable, and you can actually see why data is very valuable, because data allows companies to advertise more effectively. And a good example for that would be, let's say that I am Red T-Shirt Co. and I only have one product and it's a red t-shirt. It doesn't really serve me, and it's not really cost effective for me to advertise to you if you hate the color red. Now, if you like the color red and red is your favorite color, it is effective for me to advertise to you. But the only way I can know that is if I know your favorite color. And the only way I can do that is to gather information on you. And that is kind of how companies advertise effective nowadays. That's just one example and one piece of information. Companies know a hell of a lot more than that. And when it comes to information, the more information they can gather on you and the more they can kind of filter it and pick out the information that they need, the more accurately they can advertise to you, and the more profitable they can be. So where does Snowflake come into this? Well, Snowflake offers a way to easily distribute access to databases over a network. So rather than having a physical location where the data is held, they can have a cluster of databases where they essentially allow people access to a node in this cluster, but that's kind of getting a bit too technical, so I'm going to stop that. The point is that Snowflake allows someone to upload the data to a kind of central node, and then other people can access this data, manipulate this data, and get out what they need from this data from anywhere in the world. So rather than having a physical location with physical layers of security, they do it all through the cloud. And that's very effective because it allows, let's say, a data administrator or someone to input this data, and then a data scientist somewhere else in the world to analyze this data, take out what they need, manipulate this data, send the results to someone else to utilize this data in sales and marketing. That is pretty much as non-technical as I probably could get with what Snowflake Inc offers. But if you do want a better description of what it offers, then I will link a video down below that explains what it is. Now, is Snowflake Inc a good company to invest in, or is it even profitable? Well, that's a big question. Here we have their revenue for the 9 months ending on October 30th of 2020 and 2019. And you can actually see the revenue increased about 100%. In fact, it's over 100%. It went from 177 million to 401.5 million. Now, the other thing that kind of really impressed me about this is that their cost of revenue isn't actually that high compared to their revenue. They have a profit margin of over 50%. Now, they do have quite a lot of operating expenses when it comes to sales and marketing, research and development, and general and administration. But when it comes to sales and marketing kind of pays off after quite a while, because you have the snowball effect, I think it's called, with sales and marketing, where it just builds up over time, and that cost should eventually come down or at least balance out. Research and development, if they can be more efficient and effective with how they store and manipulate data, then that's pretty good as well. General and administration, but if you compare their gross profit to their general and administration, which is kind of their main, not necessarily on purpose expense, yeah, it's still pretty good. Now, they are still running at a loss, but it does actually have some quite promising revenue. Now, actually having a look at their stock price and market cap, they are trading currently as of the 8th of February 2021 at around $302 per share, with a market cap of about 85.5 billion. Now, in my opinion, right now this is highly overpriced because it is posting losses for the 9 months of 2020 of around 340 million. But this price isn't kind of based on that. This price is based on the fact that the revenue of this company is very enticing. Because if you compare the cost of revenue to the revenue, the profit margin between those two is around 60%. And I know it is spending more money on sales and marketing and research and development, which has a compounding effect over time and can pay back quite a lot over time. Still, it is highly overpriced just now, so it's probably not a good buy just now. In the event of a complete market crash, it might actually be a very good option to get in because it is only recently IPO'd. It still has numbers that are not necessarily very enticing for kind of your standard investor, but it does have some very enticing numbers if you can look at it from a kind of more optimistic approach. But that is going to bring us to the end of the video. I do hope you have enjoyed, and if you did enjoy this video and you found the information informative, I would really appreciate if you liked the video. And if you do like the other content I have, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much, and I will see you later.